Today's top stories consist of a Battlefield game becoming backwards compatible, some updates, and some interesting sales tactics from Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch, as well as a very bad demo that has been shown off of a Resident Evil game running on Nintendo Switch, and the reason why it's important you take note of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of News You Missed, the video game news show that recaps news that you might have missed this week that would be important to you in the video game industry. Now it's time to jump into the news. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 1943. That would be Battlefield being backwards compatible on the Xbox One. Recently, we had a lot of people very upset at Battlefield for including women and its historical inaccuracies. Whether or not you're on the side of being upset at them or you're on the side of I don't care, it doesn't matter because now you have Battlefield 1943 backwards compatible on the Xbox One to play, which is a really fun game, by the way. I would strongly suggest getting it if you have never tried it. It was launched on the Xbox 360 in 2009, but it's pretty nice. It's a World War II shooter, and though it does not have the graphical fidelity of 2018, it's still pretty fun to play. I played through it quite a bit and logged several hours on it. You'll probably enjoy it as well if you like first-person shooters, especially Battlefield. So, why Halo Fireteam Raven should be available outside of the arcades? Okay, I've got to disagree with this. If you guys didn't know, there's a new Halo game coming out. It's Fireteam Raven. It is not for the Xbox. It is actually for arcades. It's an on-rail shooter that takes place during the time period of Halo CE. That's the original Halo, the one that was on the original Xbox. I have to specify that because we have the Xbox One, and we have the Halo trilogy. There's a lot of Halo games, but I do have to specify that. So basically, it's an on-rail shooter. I don't agree with it coming to home consoles because then you would have to buy like some sort of light gun, or you would be able to play it on the computer with a mouse, and that's just not that fun as it is in an arcade setting with a gun. Basically, it's just the ODST troopers' interpretation of what happened when the events of Halo CE were occurring. It's nothing special, so I don't really think it would sell that well, and I don't think a lot of people would like it. I don't even think it would sell that well as a $10 arcade game, personally, no offense. But I think the surroundings, the atmosphere, the arcade setting is way better for this game. That's my own personal take, but there you go. Another Halo game is coming out. And yeah, it's Fireteam Raven. If you want to look it up, have the trailer playing, there you go. So, PlayStation boss says that Sony portable gaming could return. The long and the short of this is that he doesn't agree that by Sony discontinuing their support for the PlayStation Vita means that they're abandoning portable gaming, and that is the final decision of Sony. He's saying that they need to continue doing what they do best and innovating in the mobile market. I mean, he gave the whole spiel of what CEOs and executives say when they want to support something, but they're just not sure how to get into it yet. The long and the short of it is, how I feel, is that we have phones today that can eclipse what we have had. 3DSs and PlayStation Vitas. Our phones are very powerful. So if you could make a paper-like controller that felt good in the hands, but was able to be folded up and thrown in your pocket without being a hindrance, and then start developing games for cell phones, I mean, it would be money. And being able to put those cell phone games onto the big TV without them looking like crap. I mean, you'd be making bank. Some indie developers already support controllers. Some indie developers already support big screen mode. But if we had AAA developers doing that like Sony with God of War on the phone, I mean, it'd just be over with. But they have to be exclusive games that you wouldn't want to buy on a home-based console, but rather play on the go. So it couldn't just be a scaled-down version of God of War. That just wouldn't work. It would have to be something somewhat different. That's how I feel. You could feel differently, and I'd love to hear from you. So the PlayStation Vue has recently been trending for very strange reasons, and that's people wanting to discontinue or opt out of their membership or quit their membership. So I just wanted to throw that in there because we're talking about Sony and PlayStation news. But if you're curious about how to opt out, Google's your friend. You could always go to Sony's official website. But yeah, a lot of people seem to not be very happy with PlayStation Vue. So there you go. If you were thinking about trying it, you might want to look up a few reviews first. Apple has blocked Valve's app that will let you play the Steam games on your phone. You guys remember a while ago I talked about Steam allowing you to stream games onto your phone and play them on your phone. Everyone was like, yay, that's awesome. I mean, it's just more options, so it's good. But apparently Apple has blocked them. Initially, Apple approved the app, but stated that they did not realize that the apps were conflicting with the guidelines that were allegedly available during the review processes by the review team. So basically they're saying that the app was overlooked and that's why it was approved but then revoked. Now, a lot of people are saying that it's because Apple does not allow you to buy in-game transactions without going through the Apple Store in some way, shape, or form, and that's why it's blocked. I can't say for sure, but for now, it is not available on Apple iOS. Once again, I'm just going to throw it out there, whether you love Apple or hate Apple, a lot of this stuff doesn't happen on Android because Android is a very open ecosystem. So Nintendo has started selling a cheaper Switch bundle without a dock in Japan. This is likely going to come over to America. This does not come with the Joy-Con grips, the HDMI cables, and it doesn't come with an AC adapter. And it's basically priced at around $226, which isn't that much of a savings because a new Nintendo Switch around here can cost you $250. If you get it used, you could even get it as low as $200. So not exactly the best value, but this is aimed at homes that already have a Nintendo Switch dock and a TV and they just want a second one for whatever reason. Maybe you got two kids, maybe whatever. Maybe you just don't want to carry one up and down the stairs. Maybe you want to keep one in the car. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Likely this is going to be coming to America. So that's interesting. Very odd that they would do that, but not exactly unexpected because they did that with 3DS where they sold one without the AC adapter. Any USB-C AC adapter will charge your Nintendo Switch, but try to stay away from the real cheap, janky ones. You don't want it exploding or shorting out your Switch. That brings me to something else that was trending recently, Nintendo Switch battery life. Probably because a lot of people had bought the Switch bundle without the dock and were wondering how long the battery lasts. And it's around 2.5 hours to 6 hours. But I gotta tell you right now, if you're playing any sort of graphically intense game, expect around 2 hours battery life. Mario to Zelda, I can guarantee you. Because a lot of the time when I've done my own testing, it's 2 hour battery life. So there you go. That's to be expected anyways. Those games are pretty graphically intense. Animal Crossing on the Switch. Everything we want and what to expect. This has no legitimacy whatsoever, but a lot of people are talking about Animal Crossing on the Switch for whatever reason. This is just an article talking about what they want out of it. So I think it's safe to expect Animal Crossing on the Switch will come at some point in time. Maybe it won't because they have it on the phones, but that would be very strange to me personally. So I think it'll come out. If you think so too, you go ahead and let me know. But a lot of people are talking about Animal Crossing on the Switch. We'll see if that happens or not. Maybe it'll be shown here coming up on E3. Datamine reveals 26 potential characters for Mario Tennis Aces. Some notable ones are like the Chomper, the Blooper, Birdo, Kamik, Shy Guy. There's tons of them here. And also, you can get a demo for Mario Tennis Aces if you were really interested in this game. I think it's a pretty cool looking game. It's very interesting. I'll get it eventually. I do not have it yet, but I'm very interested in it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, the story I'm going to be closing on right here is a Biohazard Resident Evil Cloud version. Over at Game Explain, they were able to play through a little bit of that. You barely played through it because it's awful. The cloud version, this indicates that you're going to be connecting to the internet to be able to stream this game, and it does not work that well at all. When Game Explain played through it, they had experienced multiple pauses within gameplay, very blurry views, as well as being kicked off. So if you have 100% internet that never interrupts, then you might have a decent experience, but other than that, you're probably going to have a real bad time playing Biohazard Edition over on the Nintendo Switch. And by the way, just think about this for a second. Even if you had perfect internet and the internet discontinued one time, you got kicked out of the game. You were just kicked out of the game. That'll really kill the immersion and the experience of the video game. But hey, companies are doing whatever they can to get their games on the Nintendo Switch. So that'll do it for this episode of News You Missed. Did you miss any of this news? You let me know in the comments below. Like and share this video to your friends to keep them up to date on video game news. Subscribe if you want to contribute to my road to 1 million subscribers. And I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I hope to see you guys back here next time. Now take it away, N-Card Slate, and let them know about some more news stories they might be interested in.